Meet Bob and Jane. Bob and Jane bought a house a few years ago. Unfortunately, times aren't what they used to be. Bob was laid off from his job as a salesman. Now he and his family are barely surviving on Jane's teacher salary. Things got so tight that they got behind on their house payment. So they tried to apply for a loan modification from their mortgage bank. But the bank told Bob that he had to be 60 days behind on their payments before he could qualify for the modification. The bank suggested that Bob use what money they had to pay off some of his credit card debt to improve his credit score. 60 days later, Bob applied again for a loan modification. This time the bank told him he didn't qualify because he didn't make enough money. Frustrated, Bob and Jane made the difficult decision to do a short sale to avoid foreclosure. Bob found a real estate agent and a buyer for a short sale. The bank took months to review his file, repeatedly requiring him to send updated financial information and bank statements. After 5 months of the runaround, the bank finally denied the short sale offer. Because Bob followed the bank's advice to pay off their credit card debt, Bob and Jane were now 7 months behind on their mortgage, with no way of catching up. Now the bank wants to foreclose on their home.
Now, welcome to U.S. Residential. We've created a major win-win for desperate homeowners facing foreclosure. I want to introduce you to somebody very special who was the pioneer and helped set up this whole program, who's probably got more experience in the distressed property industry than anybody I personally know, and I've been in this business for over 30 years. I'd like to introduce you to TJ Wojtas. TJ, take it away. Now, how can U.S. Residential help? Well, instead of the homeowner walking away from a foreclosure with nothing but a potential deficiency, judgment, or poor credit, in most cases both the deficiency judgment and the bad credit, right? The key to our program is allowing the homeowner to potentially walk away with something, get their life and their finances back on track. Very important. Now, TJ, I'd like to kind of pass it off to you a little bit. Maybe you can shed some light on this for us about how U.S. Residential can help.
Sure. Let me go through the basic steps. First, some of the things that are possible within our system is to have the homeowner not obtain a deficiency judgment against them, potentially, depending upon the circumstances, remove the mortgage from their actual credit report. That's where they delete the trade line entirely, and that usually takes place in some form of settlement of the lawsuit that they're in. Because as people know, or maybe they don't know, when you're in a foreclosure, that means the bank is actually suing you. Well, if the bank has committed bad boy acts or something of the such, you can actually countersue. And that's where you usually get some form of relief, is within the court system. So also, money for their property. What does that mean? That means that they're going to get money for their property, and they're going to be able to move on with their life, restructure their life, because there is life after foreclosure. And that's the other thing that U.S. Residential helps the consumers with is, you know what, foreclosure is no longer a dirty word like it used to be. And people understand that they end up in foreclosure a lot of times not due to what they did wrong, but due to the way the system has been structured. So, and after foreclosure, of course, we help them become a homeowner again. And I think that's really what's gratifying about our system is they go the full distance from being, their life is over, they're in foreclosure, they can't believe, they don't see how it happened, they don't understand why the bank is not working with them, why the bank won't modify their loan. And we take them through the process, and we help them understand, and then we help them get back on track to become homeowners again if they want to become the homeowner again. Or, even if it's possible, we have had people in our system that didn't have to sell their house and didn't have to lose their house, and the attorneys were able to help them with the bank and to get a new loan from the institution at more favorable terms. So all this is possible with the U.S. residential system that we've put together. And I'm going to let Lenny, you take over. You tell them what type of properties we deal with and everything else.
Well, we're pretty liberal with the type of properties that we're looking for. We are not currently looking for any large-scale commercial opportunities or properties, but we are looking for single-family resident homes, single-family townhomes, single-family condominiums. And, folks, it's very important because a lot of people don't like to get into the condominium business, but because of the nature of the way we do our business, it still fits for us, so we can help those folks as well. Now, We're not interested in the mobile homes, manufactured housing, and as I was saying, the commercial or any type of multi-dwelling properties over 4 units. But if it's 4 units or smaller, the duplex, triplexes, quads, we can still work with those. So, and really, like I was saying before, it's over 30 million properties.
Remain in the home as long as they possibly can. They know that the lender has done things that were inappropriate in the foreclosure process of their house, but they don't know what to do about it. And they know that they should be rewarded with some form of money, but how do they do it when they don't have the actual money to pay for attorney's fees? Well, here's what U.S. Residential does. U.S. Residential will subsidize, under the owner-occupied program, a portion of their attorney's fees. So they still have to pay something, but it's very, very little on a monthly basis in comparison to what their mortgage was. And this allows them to get the benefits of being defended by an attorney that actually goes to court and defends their rights as a homeowner. What will they get? They also get peace of mind, so they don't have to worry that someone's going to be coming banging on the door and they're evicted in the middle of the day when they're at work or on a weekend, or some crazy stuff that we've heard from a lot of our clients, that they had no idea, they were never even served any paperwork, but yet the bank still evicted them. Or the bank sent people over to their house to change out the locks while the home was actually occupied, and it had their furniture and everything else. We have one where it was just terrible. The woman came to us, and they actually locked her out of the house, and she still had her cats in the house, and it was just devastating for her because her cats were her life. Needless to say, obviously, we got her back in, and the bank is going to be paying damages for that. But these are the type of things that go on. So, we help with, under the owner-occupied, getting their finances back on track. Once again, of course, avoiding a potential deficiency judgment if possible. And also, when the settlement takes place, we're able to resell that home and give the homeowners 20% of the profit that's on the resale. And we do that with our proprietary system and documents that we have that are 100% compliant with, obviously, the law and the institutions that we're dealing with, because it's a settlement of a lawsuit and it's not just a short sale. So we bring a lot of horsepower and we bring a lot of peace of mind to the consumer that they normally wouldn't have, because they don't even know where to start. And in the process, of course, our USR offices share in the profit that's generated from the resale of these homes. So Lenny, I'll let you take it from there.
Wow, that is fantastic. So we're not talking about a traditional short sale here, TJ, where the homeowner, where we're saving them potentially from a foreclosure. We're actually talking about a process where we can put money back in their pockets, which for everybody on this call that understands a normal traditional short sale process, that can't actually happen. So this is awesome. And we also manage the entire process and do all the paperwork. That is really, really big stuff. Now, got a question on this walkaway homeowner benefits. Now, that we know this is a bit of a different process we have for one of our benefits, and this is if a homeowner's fed up and simply no longer wants to deal with a home or problem with the lenders anymore, they may choose this option as long as they don't occupy the home. Okay, so the owner-occupied benefits that we went over, that's where the homeowners want to keep their house. Now, this is for the people that if they want to walk away, they've already left, and they just don't want to occupy it anymore. So this is very big. Now, the legal fee on this process is totally paid by U.S. Residential for the homeowner while in this particular program. And walkaway homeowner benefits, no monthly attorney fees to litigate. Very, very big. And as TJ was saying, with the other program, we still have peace of mind. We manage the entire process. We do all the paperwork. We help the homeowner get their finances back on track. Still the potential to avoid the deficiency judgment, and once again, walk away with 20% of the resale, the net proceeds after lender negotiations.
Well, under the note purchasing portion, instead of a lot of the agents that are out there, they lose the buyers in their short sale, they turn around and they tell us that the lenders are just not responding. They have to use this equator system. Some of the lenders just don't care. They're not responsive. They talk to other people, and they're extremely frustrated. Well, what USR has perfected is we've perfected a system that we can arrange to purchase the note and mortgage from the lender at a discount. Now, not every mortgage that's out there we're able to purchase, because it has to be with a lender that is willing to sell us the mortgage at a discount. But since there are trillions of dollars of mortgages trading all the time, we're fairly confident that we could come to an arrangement with the actual lender themselves. So provided that it's not in a gigantic pool, it doesn't need to go out to bid. There are a lot of things that go into note purchasing, but to suffice it to say, there is tremendous profit, as you can read in the Wall Street Journal or any other news publication, on all of the trillions of dollars that are trading place right now in the market. And you know what? You or I, as the general consumer, we're not making profit from it. The big Wall Street guys are making profit, but we're not. So finally now, USR has developed a system that allows you, the little guy, the guy that doesn't have a checkbook for $2 billion, to actually profit from the note purchasing business, because obviously we're going to purchase the note, and then we're going to resell the actual property, and that's what makes our system really unique. Once again, of course, you guys are going to receive, the office owners are going to receive 66% of the net revenue that's made by USR Corporate on the note purchasing business. And we could go into this later once Lenny is able to work with you on a one-on-one basis. Let me give you a little bit of a background of who we are. We've been doing business and in business for over 25 years. We've done over $200 billion in transactions, in the real estate business. And we forged U.S. Residential to launch it out there as a platform to help people in foreclosure, facing foreclosure, or over-leveraged, get a little bit of control back on their lives. So we've been, a little bit of background, we've been a major principal in one of the 7th largest mortgage banking companies in the country. We took the company public on the New York Stock Exchange, and at the height we were doing $50 billion in closed business on a yearly basis. So we definitely have the experience and background to make things work. In regards to some of the other things that we've done, personally I've bought and sold more than $100 million in personal real estate myself, which I think lends to the structure that U.S. Residential is going to present to you today. We currently own and operate a holding company and a development company, and have thousands of units inside our companies that we manage. In regards to this particular situation, we have over $100 million in available capital that we're trying to put out there to generate a return, which is why we created U.S. Residential. And aside from that, we've also coupled it with some of the best attorneys in the country throughout the United States that also help defend and protect the consumers that are in foreclosure, facing foreclosure, or over-leveraged.